Audi Ninja 333, character name Amducious, but overall asshole. Either way, today I wanted to talk about war decks and things like that. Essentially, in the game, you will find the PvP stuff typically is strong. It's one of the big reasons for that is it's kind of a hard flex to essentially be like, oh yeah, you only chop down 900 logs, what a noob. I'm totally poning that life skilling ass. I mean, you might, but it's typically more rare, so essentially a lot of people are gonna flex on PvP on here, and it is gonna be the main route to get there. And with the PvP and game with guild systems, of course, there are guild versus guild battles. That's definitely going to be featured typically on any game with those two things as, I guess, prominent features there. This can be kind of rough for PvE life skill guilds, especially if, say, it is over a grind spot and, say, a few members are very involved and well versed in PvP, but other guilds are not. Honestly, one of my previous videos illustrates kind of that going down and happening. When we were assisting Big Bad, it essentially started over a typical fight over a grind spot and had the people in question that were in leadership positions, and Big Bad lost the grind spot. They would have practiced etiquette, but apparently some people got butthurt and then decided to 4v1 gank an in real life 66-year-old woman and kill her horse. Yeah, so that's kind of why we even stuck our nose in that business there. That was the fight with the guild Gravity. That was what it's over, so if anyone from Gravity's watching, yeah, I hope y'all feel like shit now. Anyway, Decs can happen for a lot of reasons. Warriors Rest loves you, cheek clapper. But they can go over things like just over a grind spot to essentially just, oh, we don't like you, we want to flex. But there's a lot of ways to deal with those things. I know what's helped Warriors Rest a lot is being allied with other guilds and engaging with friendly PvP with them. Typically when we've been outnumbered or another guild we're allied with has been, we'll jump in to even the numbers. Among guilds that do like good sportsmanship and PvP, things like that, you'll actually notice that's pretty common. Guilds will have that respect and things, so that's definitely a good thing to have. To kind of break it down though, what can cause a GVG declaration, they can honestly just be friendly. A good case in point for that was Katapunan. We actually talked about it, decked on each other, and it was actually a lot of fun PvP. Another reason the decks can come up is a K-bomb interception. If you're not practicing proper BDO grind etiquette in PvP environments, and people feel that they're being karma bombed because you keep coming back if they see a guild, that is one reason they'll DEC. We've also been in that situation a few times where it's just a temporary thing, but typically as long as you approach them like human beings, when it's cases like that, it can usually get resolved easily with communication. And then what I touched on only slightly before, people could just be flexing their digital PPs and doing the whole your PP small, mine big, we're gonna crush your guild. That one's typically the hardest one to deal with as well, because some people just take it a little too far, at least in my opinion. So that's some of the causes. How to resolve, I touched on allies already. Having strong allies, even if it's typically a rivalry, will always help. This game, it really is real people behind all these characters, and typically if you deal with them as such, you will make allies. And if you communicate well, communication can help in Decs and essentially squash them before they get too out of hand. In terms of preparation for a deck, obviously touching back on it because I cannot stress it enough, allies. Have allies on the ready. That way if something does come up, you can always be like, hey, these people are decking, we don't have many people on right now, can you spare a few personnel and help out here? And typically most reasonable alliances aren't going to want their allies to be strongly outnumbered or out GS, so you usually can get a few more soldiers on the battlefield that way. Now in the cases that these things you just can't brute number or force even with your allies, or at least do a reasonable fighting force, I would strongly suggest talking with your guild, putting it out to officers to make sure it gets put out to members, or directly putting it out. But have a plan, especially for your fresh 50s. If you don't want them getting ganked, have a backup server that you talk about with your guild that you can go to life skill quest or grind gear in peace. That will help you a lot. Some people will view it as a cowardly tactic, but at the same time, at least in my opinion, the higher tier PvP guilds shouldn't be messing with life skiller guilds or anything to cause that situation to begin with. If they do, all they're really showing is they're not that great at PvP if they have to pick on a life skill PvP guild. Now, having the plan is great, and obviously as a guild member, GM, officer, whatever position you may be in, a plan is great, but execution is kind of everything there. So you have to stick with your plan, at very least give it long enough to test out and see in action. But typically, as long as you attack as a group, a unit, and are mindful of the terrain, you can typically formulate some kind of counter, as long as you have even numbers with even match fighters especially. I know anyone watching sees I'm back in my favorite place recently. If you've seen me in game, I guess if you're not in the guild, probably not until I start waving the flag due to the gorilla suit I'm wearing you see on screen. Yeah, that is a desert ghillie, and it's still Amdy. I had to trade in the look to get that baby there, but I am liking the PvP damage with it. But yeah, this is just some last minute grind for skill points. At the moment, Warriors Rest has Node Wars on Thursdays, so we are going to be active tonight and things like that. I'll try to get some actual Node Wars footage soon, but due to the fact we are a new contender in Node Wars, we're still kind of playing it as we go. But as we get more permanent teams, I can kind of keep battle traffic to a minimal on the chat channel. I probably won't be streaming them all also for tactics reasons. In terms of allied guilds, I keep on losing opportunities, but you can actually, not just for Decs, but allies can help you in Node Wars. Essentially just by giving tips and things like that. You actually can help allied guilds by attaching yourself to a party. My first time with Node Wars, I actually went to Aid Deluxe, but I did find that getting too far from the Node Wars is pretty much suicide. Alone anyway. You definitely want to travel with teams both during a GVG deck or Node Wars. But I think I'm going to have to cut this stream a little short there. I do have to get prepared for Node Wars soon. It is too far away now. But I do thank everyone for watching. I hope you did learn something about Decs today, or at least how things work in BDO. And I hope you walk away with a deeper understanding of it. I know I myself am kind of learning as I go. I have done research on the game, but I'm more of a learn by experience person. But either way, everyone, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate the support both in-game, on the channel. You guys really are amazing, especially Balano's server. But I'm gonna wrap this up, get with my team, and hopefully the guild comes together again and we keep Marie K for Warrior Dress for one more week. Well, stay awesome, everyone, and as I said, I will have results from the Node Wars tomorrow on stream, or we may do a victory stream just to kind of show the chatter that goes on in guilds after a Node War. But either way, y'all stay awesome.